my content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. It's not. Gang stalking is real until it's your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. To the genuine ones with no misintentions, I actually hope all is well in your end. I actually hope that you continue to heal. Trauma and pain is not easy, and I say that respectfully. Your walk of life, they would never understand why you don't get discouraged because they try to shortchange your vision when it comes to your future. Believing in your faith, it wasn't a mistake. Coming out your comfort zone, understanding why you stepped out and understand that, hold on 1 second, that unconditional love brought you balance, acknowledge your worth. That confidence truly looks good on you, all of us, the hold on 1 second. They judged you, they disrespected you, they wanted to shortchange you of a future. Who would have knew that God was truly bringing you guidance, showing you that you are worthy, healing trauma and pain. It wasn't a game at the end of the day, fulfilling the shoes that certain folks can never understand or relate to truly go within it actually was a hold on 1 second. You never had hate in your vein, regardless of the testimony that you stand before yourself today to overcome. They would never understand that certain folks are important to you, but you poured into certain individuals' cups that didn't know how to respect you. You didn't get lost in your words another day, even when folks didn't know how to show up for you. They gave up on you overly during your journey, but you matter, you're worthy. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Healing childhood trauma going into adulthood is not a race overnight process, but you matter whether they're choosing you. I don't live in fear, and I say this respectfully. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. Gang stalking is raw. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. It's disgusting to see how someone will hack your devices. And because now that you start to protect yourself and you record your interactions with people who say they will go against you, now you're dead ass wrong. But it was okay for them to hack your devices without your acknowledgement. Make it make sense, ma'am, sir. It'd be the train of thought for me. How they try to paint you out to be the villain in their story when you wasn't trying to catch a case, let alone reject yourself. They paint you out to be slow, stupid, and retarded. How they try to rob you mentally, physically, emotionally, even spiritually, all because of the fact that they didn't understand to stay in their lane. It'd be the train of thought for me. How folks decide to poke a bear, but as soon as at the end of the day, the innocent person starts to stand up for themselves, they dead ass wrong when they wasn't trying to catch a case. It'd be the train of thought for me. How you disrespect somebody, hide behind your hands because you work in certain different departments or whatever the case may be. Saying nobody's going to hear you, let them believe you, because we're going to take a whole community to dim your light and we don't give a fuck about you. How this type of stuff actually happens. How when someone's life is being threatened or someone hacks somebody's devices and they was chilling the whole entire time. They didn't do nothing out of the ordinary at the end of the day until someone started to move unaccordingly at the end of the day to go against their neighbor and the innocent person was only defending themselves. It'd be the train of thought for me, neighbor. And then you start to involve all these different people in different tax brackets. Now, folks looking at themselves like, hold on 1 second, am I part of this bullshit? It'd be the train of thought for me. It's the main person, the main character, at the end of the day, that put themselves in this position at the end of the day with their lack of self control when it comes to discipline. They should have stayed their lane. How they disrespect somebody's character traits, or because someone knew how to respect their name and someone didn't want to do their job. Maybe they train of thought for me. How someone wanted to be disrespectful, be discriminated against the innocent person because someone understood their vision. And someone lacks self control because they want to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. How they say that nobody's going to hear you, let alone believe you. So fuck your opinion. It be the train of thought for me. How men that's grown as men at the end of the day act like a whole bunch of bitches trying to kick a female down because they want her to bow down. They want her to be in the mindset of living in fear at the end of the day when she fall from crazy because she's speaking up for herself and she rooting for herself at the end of the day, her biggest cheerleader when folks can't even speak up for her because they saw what's happening behind closed doors. How they say that you crazy, slow, stupid, and retarded. It be the train of thought for me. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Gang stalking is real. It's really disgusting to see how grown ass men that have children will hack a female devices or have people in different departments hack somebody's devices or clone someone's devices or have somebody under surveillance or whatever the case may be. And then as soon as that woman or man speaks up for themselves, they're crazy, slow, stupid, retarded. Oh, I don't want to be told on. I don't know what they got on us. I don't want nobody to tell on me. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Fuck you too. That's what you said about me. If you really don't want me in the community, Why did you have to project spell work towards me? If you really want me part of your community, why did you have to stop me from elevating at the end of the day what you thought you was trying to do? That's what you said you wanted to do. You stopped my mail from coming and then you try to blackmail me like I'm crazy. You hack my emails at the end of the day, then you trying to pay me out to be crazy. But that last conversation at the end of the day, when it comes to someone's interaction, hold on 1 second. I'm damn sure not bugging because somebody's gonna believe me. It be the train of thought for me. How someone wanna rob you, hurt you mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, got your next door neighbor bad habits, it didn't matter a tax bracket, how they wanted them in your life because you wasn't getting discouraged. How someone will hack your devices and as soon as you speak up for yourself, you're mentally ill. Why? What did you hack my device for in the first place? I didn't do anything to you. I'm not a criminal. It be the train of thought for me. That's what you wanted to project on me. So I gave you something to talk about at the end of the day, and the math still not actually adding up because you know somebody in this department, that department, the police department, that detective to go against me at the end of the day to get me locked and put me in the cyborg. That's what you're trying to do. Or you know what they do at the end of the day? They use your documentations from a year or two ago, 3 years ago, maybe even from your past to blackmail you against you. They were even digging files at the end of the day just to blackmail you and people in different departments, like doctors, lawyers, psychiatrists, or whatever the case may be, to paint you out to be somebody you truly wasn't, all because of the fact that you truly speaking, keeping it real. It's a community of people. I ain't have to do nothing to these folks. But when you start to hack my device, you invaded my space. You got me under surveillance and trying to pay me out to be somebody I'm truly not. And you said that nobody's going to believe me. And it's so many adults that call themselves adults that know what's going on. Me as an adult, and I know that your child's in that situation, I will physically go to your child and tell your child that your child is okay and that your child will be removed from that situation. I wouldn't send he say, she say to somebody because that person never got the message. I walk alone in these streets and I'm not in fear. I don't live in fear, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. How you plotted against me. So now I'm wrong for defending me when you said that nobody's going to believe me. You hacked my devices. You invaded my space, a contract that I never signed up for. I never gave nobody permission using my personal information at the end of the day. So, ma'am, sir, if you got involved with your neighbor's bullshit, it's because they put you in it. So you should be mad at them because I wasn't bothering nobody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I wouldn't give a fuck about he say, she say, what somebody got to say about somebody if I don't even know them. Somebody come to you with information or whatever the case may be about somebody. Someone is becoming a best self visit themselves. Someone's about to be a doctor, a lawyer, psychiatrist, a dentist, a judge, or a rapper, an actor, a cooker, or whatever the case may be. Let them flourish. Let them become their best self visit themselves. I don't give a fuck about nobody's finances. I want them to elevate and not be in poverty and pain. I want them to become their best self visit themselves if they got a little pocket in their change, or if they trying to at the end of the day to become somebody and not be stuck in a mental state of, you know what? This motherfucker don't do it all day long. They just do this, they do this, they do this. You complain about someone that's trying? Like, make up your fucking mind. Someone that's trying to get out of an environment, you still kicking them down because you don't want someone to prosper more better than you. You don't want someone to have a more secure, stable finance security than you. I never invited you into this conversation. They did. They did. And then they trying to pay me out to be crazy. And my life has been threatened multiple times. Spiritual welfare is really real. And this is the part where they say, you know what? They pick and choose who can talk about spiritual warfare, they pick and choose who can talk about God. But it took a whole community to go up against one person. They act like they don't know each other. They act like they don't know what's going on. just to blackmail an innocent person because that person walks alone. That person don't walk alone. I walk with God. Gang stalking is real. How you got rappers, actors, terror readers, YouTubers, TikTokers, and multiple communities that are aware what transpired within transpiring. The next door neighbor in different tax bracket is the one who's telling everybody the next move that someone is doing. They sending low frequencies or whatever the case may be, energy harvesting off someone's energy. They're trying to destiny swipe, projecting spell work, sending sex magic, doing all this weird stuff. And then they say that you crazy. Yeah, they just went into that supermarket. They just went into that store. Where did they go now? Don't move your eyes off of them. How this type of stuff actually happens. And then you hack somebody's devices for them to look like they're crazy. And then you threaten to steal from them mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And then you threaten their life and saying that nobody's going to hear them. Someone is trying to apply for a job, or someone is trying to come out their comfort zone and step out on faith. And you're in the behind the scenes, making sure that that person emails don't get to this destination, making sure that that phone call doesn't come in, making sure that email doesn't go to that designated person, making sure that that email doesn't go to this department, making sure this doesn't happen when it comes to that phone call, so someone doesn't elevate, so you can control a narrative. But you don't want somebody in your community. No, you don't want someone to be able to be able to be mentally stable. That's what you want. You can't humble a child of God when God is already humbling that child. When God already put that child through a season of trauma and pain. When God already allowed that child to become their best self version of themselves when it comes to unconditional love, regardless they came from poverty and pain. And never not one time that they disrespect you, no shape or form. So you got to plot against them to paint them out to be somebody you truly not because you lack self control. I was never part of nobody's storyline. I was never part of nobody's script. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It's disgusting to see how folks will hack your devices, and then when you start speaking up for yourself, you're wrong. And it's disgusting to see because the people that is doing it, if somebody did this to you, you wouldn't be able to handle it mentally. You wouldn't. You would have been crashed out. And I was never talking about this for likes and views or clout chasing because this is really someone's reality, mine. And my neighbor's reality that's really living it. And they're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing. It's disgusting to see how people would do a storyline or do a script or whatever the case may be, do stuff for likes and views and clout chasing when someone is truly physically going through this and nobody hears them, sees them, or acknowledges them. Or they make sure that the people in the background that's projecting this mindset, they make sure that nobody sees this person. So because they work for security companies, they work for this department of HRA, they work for this department of HRA, and that security company, when it comes to this company, when it comes to that company, maybe that company or that company or that company, whatever company it is, how they able to do behind the scenes of controlling someone's narrative to paint them out to be mentally unstable. Today is currently June 28, 2025, and I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. No mother or father, regardless to your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age, you or your child shouldn't have to endure gang stalking. And your child would never be wrong for protecting themselves if the enemy or the devil said, nobody's going to believe you. Because the same thing I'm doing as a mother and as someone as a father, because mothers and fathers, some of them don't care about their children, they just have a title. But a real mother and father, at the end of the day, they would tell their baby to protect themselves. My content is not for everybody. How people were trying to use me as a storyline, something that I didn't ask for. They said nobody's going to hear you or believe you. They have me shadow banned. They're bringing my numbers down when it comes to my videos, whatever case may be. I'm here for the genuine ones with no misintentions. It was never for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. It's for the people who's truly for me. with no malicious intentions. We not the same. They said nobody gonna believe me. I'm cool with that. I love me. I love me. It's confidence that bothers their mental health. God fixed my crown when I couldn't see. They said I was mentally unstable, but I truly was at ease. I found peace in the situation when they tried to lock me up, put me in a cyborg, allow my name, had my next door neighbor telling my every move like a bad habit, making money off me at the end of the day, trying to pay me out to be the villain they story, or whatever the case may be. But I truly had a flow that you actually looked up to, something that you didn't relate to at the end. They was truly going with and actually hell. I actually became irrelevant into you. I was so inspired. Hold on 1 second. That's what you said out loud. But you would never put respect on my name because you would pay me out to be the clown. You would pay me out to be that 7:30 patient or whatever the case may be. But hold on 1 second. I actually had common sense when it comes to self-control, when it came to discipline, understanding my worth. Something that you couldn't relate to was understanding stay in your lane. I said 6 feet apart, six feet apart, 4 feet apart, 10 feet apart. I wasn't being cocky. I ain't think I was better than nobody. It's just a train of thought for me. That distance actually means a lot at the end of the day because you be so surprised. A motherfucker would throw sport at you in a toxic way. Try to fucking throw something in your system when you least expect it. Trying to inject you with some bullshit, something you didn't ask for at the end of the day. They got so many people involved, right to left, and they all work together behind closed doors, trying to paint you out to be somebody that you truly not. Trying to paint you out to be somebody you truly not. And they say that you nobody. They say, nah, you don't make sense. Nobody hears you, nobody cares. I will always stand up for myself, regardless when not rooting for me. Gang stalking is really real. And as soon as you speak up for yourself, you dead ass wrong. Got my next door neighbor. Got my next door neighbor. Different tax brackets and different tax brackets. Hacking my devices, grown ass man. You saying that you a woman at the end of the day. You could have had a better plan. Investing your time and day, loving yourself instead of worried about me at the end of the day. I wasn't even bothering you. They pick and choose who they want to bully. They said I was too loud or whatever the case may be. But they picked and choose when they want to scream, when they want to shout, play music on a time frame, trying to pay me out to be somebody truly not at the end of the day to make them so comfortable. But I didn't overlook me because you didn't understand your storm when I didn't have to get physical. How someone that didn't even know me from a hole in the wall was listening to he say, she say, and they realized that hold on 1 second, this person didn't have to do nothing to me. I never disrespected you, man. It was never about you at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. I truly hope that God protects your babies. No disrespect, ma'am, sir. It's disgusting to see how the people that project the spell work towards an innocent person will manipulate and blackmail somebody within their own community to go up against an innocent person who didn't do anything besides stand up for themselves because someone blackmailed them, because someone decided to hack someone's devices. I don't, I don't lose stuff. I don't just normally just lose stuff, and I normally just don't forget stuff. I have a system at the end of the day that I cope with. And one thing I don't live in is fear. It's disgusting to see how someone bothers you, disrespects you, and now you're wrong for standing up for yourself. I never signed up for nobody's contract. How y'all making money off an innocent person? Trying to project fear in them, trying to get them locked up, put them in a cyber so you can control your narrative when it comes to your script. I didn't ask to be gang stalked. It's kind of funny how you have me under surveillance. There's something funny about it, actually. It's disgusting. Because how far did you really go? and multiple people know about it. You don't want somebody in your community. It should be no reason why you stopping them from elevating. It should be no reason why you're trying to have them mentally, physically, emotionally, financially robbed. And then you say nobody's going to fucking hear you, bitch. I can't stand you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Cool. I would never hurt myself when I say that respectfully. I don't live in fear. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Gang stalking is real until it's your household and you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. And one thing I never had to do was lie. How they removed my friend list from my social media. Not just, they just did it from Facebook first. So nobody will be able to be, I won't be able to get in contact with certain individuals. I won't be able to see my friend list. First, they did it when it came to my followings. They removed my followings when um yeah, they removed my followings first. And then it's funny how they removed my friend list next. It doesn't matter how many people that I'm affiliated with or just have there or I'm not even in contact with. It should be no reason why you talking to anybody from my past. It should be no reason why you are hacking my accounts and then deleting stuff from my accounts and then putting stuff back to my accounts and then removing stuff from my accounts. And then you're trying to pay me out to be somebody I'm not. But you said that you're grown. You far from miserable. But I never signed up for your one-sided contract at the end of the day when I have to get physical. I don't know who's the narrative. I don't know who signed up for this bullshit, but I know I didn't. I don't even fear good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And you better not put your hands on me. That's all I'm saying. And leave my belongings alone. Leave my belongings alone. I didn't touch your belongings. It's disgusting how someone would try to blackmail you. They will put packages in front of your door just to get a conversation out of you, just to blackmail you against you. And never not one time did you do anything to your neighbor. How this type of stuff actually happens. I don't live in fear, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, ma'am, sir. I didn't bother you. Never. How they would hack your devices, plot you at scenes that you never was at, because they could delete stuff out of your devices or your computer or your TV or whatever the case may be once they clone it and then paint you out to be someone you truly not. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself. It's a train of thought for me. How they hack your devices, monitor your every move, and then you trying to better yourself, and they in the background making sure that you don't elevate. And you never even did nothing to these people because someone decided to lie on you. Someone said, you know what? My community don't fuck with you. My community don't give a fuck about you, and I'm gonna make sure you don't fucking exist, bitch. That's what he said that day. You didn't technically say it like that, but evidently you said it because the behind the scenes work that you're doing now, you're basically saying fuck me with no cares in the world. You don't care how I elevate. You don't care about me. I didn't have to disrespect you for you to have this mindset. It's a train of thought for me how you can walk into somebody's life. It don't matter what department or what subject of your chapter you in at the end of the day, how someone will not, when someone discriminates against you or someone disrespects you and you leave it as is, like you ain't say nothing to them Personally, you didn't disrespect them no shape or form. All you was doing was speaking up for yourself. That's like saying if you go to the hardware store, right, and you looking for the proper tools, but someone doesn't work in this department. How it works is you go into that department, someone doesn't work, someone is not familiar with a department or whatever the case may be. You get somebody that works in that, you get somebody that's familiar with the department to get you the proper tools that you need, or get you the proper stuff that you need. It's a train of thought for me. That's not telling on somebody. If somebody's not going to do their job, somebody else is going to step in and do the job. It'd be the train of thought for me. It should be no reason why you got to go through 20 different customer service just to finally get the right representative on the phone after you ask that one question. You ask one question in one format, and next thing you know, you're on the phone with different multiple people, and now it's like, dang, not only did I waste 2 hours on the phone with somebody, but it took me an extra hour, the third hour, I finally was able to talk to someone who actually not just had common sense, but the answer was very direct and the question was answered in orderly fashion. It wasn't, no. And someone actually acknowledged that if I didn't know what you had going on or whatever the case may be, I'll get the proper person on the phone. It should be no reason why you went through all these different people just to help you. It's a train of thought for me. And no, because you asked a question or you asked for the proper service, you're not a snitch. How you a snitch and you asking for a proper service. You asking for the right answers to be done within whatever it is, whatever subject it is in your life. If you're dealing with customer service, it's a train of thought for me. Any man or woman or child that has common sense, if you go into the supermarket, if you go into a hardware store, if you go into the doctor's office, if you go into the lawyer's office, if you're asking somebody something at the end of the day, that's like saying, can you direct me to the bathroom? The new person may not know exactly where the bathroom is, but someone will direct you to the bathroom and give you the proper direction. It's a train of thought for me. You need something fixed. Well, my department doesn't fix this, but this department does. It's disgusting to see how someone will disrespect you, and then as soon as you speak up for yourself, you that that's wrong. And one thing I don't do is run from my past. I don't. But it's disgusting to see how someone would discriminate against you, and as soon as you speak up for yourself, you're the problem. It went to the point where speaking up for yourself, they started to hack your devices. How you got actors, YouTubers, TikTokers, different communities, or type how your next door neighbor, different tax brackets. How? Because they want to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, and emotionally. Today is currently June 28th, 2025, and this is the part where they say that something is mentally wrong with you. I would never hurt myself when I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is really real. It really is. You can respect somebody all day long, but then they be planning having hidden motives behind your back. One thing I don't do, I don't hide. And it's disgusting to see how they will hack your devices and then you're making phone calls to certain different departments or you're calling to take care of business or whatever the case may be. And these people are playing on the phone. You're not even speaking to customer service how you're supposed to be speaking to customer service because they're the ones who's playing on the phone. Instead of you calling a service to be provided for, these people playing on your phone to blackmail you against you as if they had a conversation with you. It may not be going on in your household, but it's going on in someone's household. How when you, soon as you leave out your job site or you leave out your household, they got somebody following you, your every move, just sitting there, just posted up, just watching you, seeing what you're gonna do. Because they work within a community at the end of the day, they know where you just went, they know where you just took a shit at, they know where you just ate at, They know who you talking to, conversations that you never asked for. But as soon as you start speaking up for yourself, you're wrong. So to any innocent person that got involved with this, at the end of the day, it's them. It's all their fault. I know how to accountability for my actions, and I say that respectfully. But when someone hacks your devices and then tries to blackmail you to paint you out to be somebody that you truly not, the same advice you would give your child is protect yourself, baby. If you train of thought for me, they said the last person didn't make it. They said them on their free will. The last person didn't overcome the spell work. They made them mentally unstable. They had them strung out on drugs, all types of stuff. They said the last person didn't make it. And you'd be so surprised that it's different departments that are involved with this type of stuff. It's disgusting because you wouldn't want somebody to do this to your loved one. And like you said, you don't give a fuck about that Negro. You know, they pick and choose who they want to bully. They pick and choose who they want to discriminate against. They said nobody's going to hear you. They control my social media. They say it's AI. It's not only just AI. It's people behind the scenes too. They pick and choose who could talk about God. They pick and choose who could talk about spirituality. They pick and choose. They do. And I would never hurt myself, and I'm far from a hater. Because what you projected on me, you wouldn't be able to walk a day in my shoes. And then for someone to threaten your life and say that nobody's going to believe you, it's the most disgusting thing I ever heard. It's the most disgusting thing I ever heard. And then you're behind the scenes having your next door neighbor in different tax bracket, making sure that certain emails don't go to certain individuals, certain phone calls don't come through, putting glitches in someone's devices, trying to blackmail the innocent person. How you gonna rob them mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially? Or that job opportunity, you're not going to get it. That love language, no, you're not going to get it. They behind the scenes trying to make sure that you're homeless too. Yep, my content is not for everybody. It's not. But gang stalking is real. It's disgusting to see how when you speak up for yourself, they want to paint you out to be mentally ill, mentally unstable, because you walk alone. I don't walk alone. I walk with God. Like I said, people pick and choose who can talk about God. I would never hurt myself when I say that respectful. You know, people when they hack your devices, they can blackmail you and truly paint you out to be somebody you truly not. And it's disgusting to see how they hack your devices. And when they hack your devices and you speak up for yourself, you're wrong. But I wouldn't be talking about anything at the end of the day if you didn't hack my devices. Duh. Hello? What's wrong with these dumbass people? I don't know. Like if, God forbid, if my neighbor in a different tax bracket, water was something happened to their water and then went outside the door, or whatever the case may be, or they got into altercation. I'm not sitting there telling everybody their mother. I don't care at the end of the day. And I'm not saying it to be disrespectful. I call 9 9 10 for you. That's all I would do. But at the same time, too, I'm not telling the whole world your fucking business at the end of the day. But if you're gonna put me in a situation to do so, okay, no problem. But it's one thing when you do something to somebody when it comes to jeopardizing their life, not something petty. And what's disgusting to see is that because someone works in a certain department, they're able to control a narrative and then have everybody sign a petition or have everybody being agreeing on the same time. Because you'd be surprised, and people probably sleeping with each other too. It'd be chain of thought for me. You know, how they will use your documentations and blackmail you against you. And the whole entire time, you didn't bother nobody. You didn't disrespect nobody. You didn't have malicious intentions towards nobody. You wasn't trying to hurt yourself or others around you. Your environment is clean. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. How they will blackmail you against you because they want to put you in the cyborg, get you locked up because they lack self control. They matter their tax bracket. I'm not using no respect, and I do not live in fear. And I say that respectfully. I do not live in fear. I don't agree with people recording people and stuff like that. But I do agree when people need to record for themselves for their safety reasons only. And especially if someone hacks the devices, and especially if someone already threatened somebody's life. I do agree, protect yourself. Because if someone can sit there and say that nobody's going to believe you, somebody will believe you. And someone should believe you. And it's disgusting to see how people that have grown, people who are grown as adults see what's going on at the end of the day behind closed doors. And never not one time did they help their neighbor. You say, oh, well, they put themselves in that situation. No, they didn't. Someone lack of self-control put them in a situation to go up against me in the first place. It's a train of thought for me. All I did was speak up for myself. That's the difference. It's when you speak up for yourself, now you're wrong. It was never for likes and views or cloud chasing. I was never doing it for fame and be train of thought for me, not the same. Throughout my life already. I walk these streets alone and I don't live in fear. And I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding, I stay that respectful. Gang stalking is really real until it's your household. I wouldn't sit behind closed doors and first of all, no normal person that never had their devices hacked, or even if they did have their devices hacked, they're not walking around at the end of the day having a mindset of saying, you know what, I'm going to have you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially raw. They don't have that mindset. It's one thing protecting yourself when someone is doing it to you, but someone with the mindset of saying, okay, well, I'm not, I don't do that behind the scenes type of stuff, especially when someone is not bothering me. If someone is not bothering me, it should be no reason why I'm even dibbling and dabbling with hacking someone's devices, gang stalking somebody, energy harvesting off someone's energy, trying to destiny strike with somebody, project spell towards somebody. The average normal person does not operate like that unless they're under attack, unless someone is showing their hand and they're like, yo, ain't nobody gonna believe you. I'm gonna make sure of it. They said nobody gonna believe me. I was never doing it for likes and views. I don't work for my past. And I don't care about he say, she say, because I could repeat everything that I ever said. I could repeat everything that I ever said. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. It's folks out here that want a storyline so bad, but what they putting you through at the end of the day, they would never last. Looking at you like competition when you was never competing. They want you to be strung out on drugs. Who would have knew? Someone been dibbling down with your narcotics, smoking a little weed that day. Who would have knew? You were just trying to ease the mind, only for someone to project pain. Someone to try to play manipulation games, but you said, "Nah, I'm good with all that," or whatever the case may be. God just heal me mentally at the end of the day. Herbs at the end of the day. That's what God allow us to heal at the end of the day to truly go within. But they pick and choose who could smoke or whatever the case may be. I ain't no crackhead, and I say that respectfully. But someone tried to shortchange me in my mental health. The disrespect was loud because they was dealing with a chick or a dude or whatever the case may be. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when it comes to jealousy and envy at the end of the day. How somebody sees you with potential, putting themselves in competition when you was never the issue. It be trying to throw for me someone's badass habits. They forgot to go within how you competing with a chick. It be trying to throw for me you whole ass dude. You a whole ass dude. Oh my god, why would you do that? Folks, I'm talking about like a bad habit. But just a train of thought for me. Your mask fell off with your badass habits. How chicks will look at you like competition. Having the next chick trying to size you up because hold on 1 second, she don't understand her own intentions. She want to make you frown, but why you continue to smile? You ain't have to try hard to be authentic. You truly got a personality at the end of the day. That's for all of these folks' mental health. So they gotta discourage you, get you locked to put you in the cycle with their bad habits. Or because of the fact that it makes them so uncomfortable to truly go within. Always be yourself and normal instances, and I say that respectfully. Jealousy and envy is real. It's disgusting to see how men or women will put something in your narcotics or put something in your food or put something in your drinks because they lack self-control. And it took a group of people. Sometimes it don't because someone has jealousy and envy within them and they decide to go against you with their malicious intentions. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm nice and respect. And I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as their own. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I would never hurt myself. Never. Today is currently June 28th, 2025. Closing this video out at 10:29 p.m. It's disgusting to see how someone will try to blackmail you against you to get you put in the sideboard because they lack self-control because of the fact that they wanted to manipulate a system. They wanted to manipulate an innocent person. But you saying that you so held, but you forgot to truly keep it real. One thing I never had to do was run from my past because whatever I did at the end of the day, I'll tell myself. It's the change over me. We are not the same. Taking accountability. That's not in your vocabulary. But you rather play reverse psychology mind games. Someone that actually knew how to value their time and day. Overcoming a storm that didn't bring you balance. Because someone endured knowledge at the end of the day, something that you couldn't relate to was understanding confidence. You didn't understand no faith because it wasn't a belief at the end of the day because you said God wasn't real, but God should be keeping it real. I ain't got hate in my vein, but I still know how to respect my neighbor. Didn't matter your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, disability, or your age. It'd be the train of thought for me. If you didn't hack my devices, I wouldn't be having this conversation. I wouldn't. And all these multiple people shouldn't be involved. It's a chain of thought for me. How someone would hack your devices or your next door neighbor in different tax brackets is telling you every move like a bad habit. I wouldn't be having this conversation. It's a chain of thought for me. And y'all said that you're gonna have me jumped, robbed, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and y'all gonna continue to send spell work towards me, or you're gonna get me locked up, put me in a cypher, whatever it is you're trying to do. I walk these streets alone, and I do not live in fear. I don't. And that's just like you, sir, ma'am, whoever you are. You watch me within watching me, and you allow someone to feed you something when you're supposed to be a leader. Would you want someone to do that to your child when your child doesn't bother nobody? It's a train of thought for me. Peace and respect and never stop the punch. You ready on them you like, oh you never on them you like. Because the first thing you would say to your child, you're not wrong. To protect yourself. And especially when someone threatens you that nobody's gonna hear you or believe. I'm nice and I'm respect. I'm far from a hater. And I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I would never hurt myself when I say that respectfully. They said ain't nobody gonna believe me. But I still choose me. Thank you for your time. To the genuine one, stop the violence, protect your energy.